landing crew is brutally murdered, the mystery of the Dark Island becomes a matter of international importance.
The fact that Nemesis has been consulted proves that everything that could be tried has been tried.
The Champion's superhuman powers are fully extended when they tackle a terrifying organization intent on the destruction of the world.
Who would ever have foreseen them, apart from the great Lou Grade who produced it? Who would ever have foreseen that the show would have been a valuable item
worldwide?
Worldwide.
So how many countries did
went in 60 countries.
I became a huge star in Spain, where it was called Los Invencibles de Nemesis.
I think that's beautiful.
And as a result, and I was Alejandra Bastedo, because my...
Well, of course.
Yes, of course.
Generations ago.
It went 9 times on the full network in Japan.
I didn't know
Are you
that.
kidding?
And it was dubbed into... It was terrific. It was. I don't think they did.
No, you had a buyout for all foreign sales.
Oh, yeah, I had a buyout.
We all
That's
did.
right. You know, world rights in perpetuity, we surrendered.
But I remember when I got that buyout, at that particular time, it was one of the great blessings of my life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It really was. I was so grateful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
But in Japan, I saw an episode. I worked for the British Council in Japan for a while in the 70s, and I saw an episode, and it had been dubbed into Japanese, of course. And because you're bigger and darker and tougher than I am, they dubbed you sort of, and then I'd come on and go, and I looked as gay as a cricket. And she was very enigmatic and very beautiful. Very sort of like a geisha girl.
That's so funny. Were you guys sad when it was over?
Well, it was never over, was it really? Because it wasn't shown until for a year after we made it.
Did you ever think that we were ever going to do more?
I think we all did, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was hoping.
Yes, I was
because
hoping too.
I had a great time doing it.
I think it probably would have done, you know, if it hadn't been made at such a time, because it was made, if you remember, about a year and a half before ITV went into colour in the UK. And so therefore they held it for almost a year after we made it. In fact, I was doing a play in the West End when it first came out. And by that time we'd finished it.
Do you remember there was another reason, though, and that was that ATV, who had made it, lost the regions that they had, and they were given the Midlands.
Oh, that's
and
right.
so instead of having a national airing, we did a national premiere.
Yeah.
We came out in the ATV region, which was the Midlands. So in fact, we're more well known in the Midlands than anywhere else.
Yes,
in England.
and in Scotland too.
And in Scotland.
Yeah.
And the other people who'd just taken on Southern Television and London, they were so intent on putting on their own product that they put us on later. But we didn't get this overall coverage, which we
did
deserved.
not in London.
We should have had that.
No.
It was a good show.
It
was a very good series.
And it holds together now, particularly. I mean, it was made for, you know, basically for a youngish audience, wasn't it? Really.
Yes.
You know, and it holds together, and particularly kids. Kids just love it. You know.
Yeah.
Kids love it. Now I'm talking about sort of, you know, 12, 13, 14-year-olds, and now of course they're all grandfathers, the ones that watched it originally. When you go on tour, you'll get a little knock on your dressing room door. Oh, Mr. Gorgie there. Richard Barrett from the Champions, and this little old boy will wander in. I used to watch that when I was a lad. came home from school.
You want to just smack them around a
You
little
do.
bit and get them out the
But
door.
in fact, there's several generations, of course.
Yes,
It's been
exactly.
shown so many times.
Yeah.
That,
Well, you know, the thing you said about, you know, about the Midlands, you know, after it was over and I was going out doing nightclubs all over the United Kingdom, and when I went to the Midlands, it was pandemonium there. Oh my goodness! I mean, I just used to walk out on the stage, and it was incredible the ovation that I would get.
My 2 kids, who are now very well grown up, when they were about 10, when it went out on its sort of first re-release, I suppose, my little boy sat down in front of it and he watched it for about 10 minutes, and he said, "Which one's you, Dad?"
Did he really? Did he really say that? Which one's you?
Which one's you?
Did you smack him around a little
I
bit?
certainly did.
little girls
that was
who used to come to my house, and I'd open the door and they'd say, "Is Alexandra Bastedo in there? Could you get her autograph for me?"
They would say that to you. Oh, God.
So time has marched on a bit.
Yes, well, but as we said when we to start with, we're still here.
Yeah, we're still here.
Thank God for that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.